So, if you've been wondering why things feel heavier, it's not just you. It's because your light got brighter. And when your light gets stronger, darkness notices. It tries to pull you back, right? Through distractions or jealousy, chaos, even random arguments with people who just suddenly feel off. Don't, take it personally. See it for what it is. It's confirmation that your power is rising. You are not crazy. You're becoming visible. And when you shine like that, you attract both the ones who need your light and the ones who fear it. The world right now is full of noise. Like I said, endless scrolling and drama, division, all designed to keep you out of your power. But the moment you disconnect and breathe and realign, the dark energy loses because you remember who you are. So please take your time today, ground, meditate, sit in silence, whatever. But remember, you are light in human form. You don't even have to fight darkness. You just have to shine. That's all you have to do. And it's hard because, again, the world is set up now to keep us busy, going. Take the time to remember you are light. And whatever purpose you have here on this planet, part of it is being that light. You don't have to do a thing sometimes. Sometimes you just have to be and just shine there. And if you're feeling that heaviness, you need help grounding, again, I will do what I can. I'm trying to put together collective clearing videos just so you can, a couple minutes just to clear your energy by yourself. Because believe me, dark energy constantly tries to mess with me getting these messages out, but I'll always find a way to reach you. I know there's delays. I know it's frustrating, but I will not leave you stranded. I'm doing my best, especially now. I love you guys. Please stay strong and stay in your light. Whew, that was heavy. I hope we have good messages come through. Give me a second. We'll see what comes through. Nope, sorry, not yet, I guess. I got quiet and was trying to get messages, and I'm getting that I need to expand just a little bit. Bear with me. We talked about what's happening with your energy, and that it may not feel great, but it's a great thing. You are ascending. Your energy is getting very strong. But I guess I need to talk more about how I'm saying take the time to disconnect. Take the time to focus. Take the time to remember who you are. Remember you are light. Remember what you've been through to get here. And that is where the magic happens for you. The magic is already happening because you're healing. Your energy is just healing. But the magic for you is when you disconnect from all this and when you remember who you are and how strong you are now, you can manifest. Now, easily. Find the root of what you're struggling with, the thing you're trying to call in. Find that root, see it for what it is, clear it, and you can manifest all by yourself. I keep saying, you guys are not going to need me next year at this time. And I'm sad, but I'm happy. I'm so happy. Okay, maybe now they'll give me some messages. Let's see. I don't know who this is for, but I'm getting someone has been questioning something, and I'm going to give you the answer as it comes through to me. So there are people, obviously, myself included, who grew up like a certain religion, and over the course of your life that has shifted in some way, like maybe you're more spiritual than religious now or something. And so there is a question you kind of keep in the back of your mind about maybe, I'll say for me, like I went to Catholic school, Catholic church, and it was quote unquote bad to interact with the quote unquote dead. Something about that. And the answer is how it's coming through. The answer is that does not mean deceased. that means dead souls. It does not mean a dead body. Does that make sense? Because I'm getting that somebody is on this journey of, becoming an energy worker or energy reader or empath or whatever, and they have this little fear because growing up they were told something like that, like it's dark energy to interact with the dead, but that I'm getting that means dead souls, not dead people. Does that make sense? I hope. It would be a spirit or a soul that is just lost. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no more light to them. There is a difference between being an energy worker that works in dark energy and being an energy worker that works in light energy. Do you know what I mean? Whoever that's for. I hope I'm explaining that right. If not, reach out. Don't ever be embarrassed. I'll explain more if I can. Okay, let's move on. Okay. I don't get a vibe right off. Usually I get a vibe of like somebody I think this applies to. I don't get that just yet, but I do feel earthy energy. I could be wrong, but that's what I feel. But there's something about like a sudden or like abrupt ending, or like a collapse of a situation. If you ever saw tarot cards, it would be the equivalent of like the Tower card. Do you know what I mean? Like something suddenly collapsing, falling apart. Having something to do with being in like a bad situation, or like the word I want to say is like unjust situation. It could be like in a relationship or work or living environment. I don't know, but this bad situation that you would have felt stuck in is about to end. And in that moment, endings always feel like, oh my gosh, the world is ending. But this ending is sort of leading to freeing you from this bad situation, if that makes sense. How do I say this? It plays like a movie scene to me, where it's like, you're, just as an example, let's say you're in a bad living situation, and you feel like you've been stuck there. Something happens, almost like a crescendo, like the it starts bubbling and bubbling, and then it reaches its height, and there's like this like rescue energy, like an outside friend or somebody that has been interested in you or is interested in you in the past, or like something, and not in a bad way, like you need rescued. It's like this situation had to happen to force you to be open to sort of being rescued. Does that make sense? Where maybe, pride, ego, we didn't want, like, oh, I got it, I'm a grown-up. Like, it had to get so bad so this person could come in and help. And this person, I think, has always cared about you, and has sort of, in some way, I don't know, observed, like, whatever this struggle is you've been in. And I keep getting that, like, rescue. They want to rescue you. And this, like, gives you the new beginning you felt like you couldn't get for a long time. I think this must be more than one person, because it leans back and forth between, like, a romantic situation and a professional situation. So, like, maybe for some people it's a bad relationship, or, like I said, a bad living situation, and maybe for other people it's like a bad work environment, or but somehow, like I said, everything comes to a crescendo and gets you to a point where you're open to being helped. And then somehow it turns into a romantic situation, or like I don't know why I want to say like romantic reunion. Like maybe it's somebody you dated before, or maybe a friend that you didn't have romantic feelings for, but after everything you've been through, you kind of see this person in a new light, or you know what I mean? Um, it's that it had to go this way, because like if this situation didn't get as bad as it has gotten, you know what I'm saying, you may not have been open to somebody coming in and helping you, or you may not have seen this person in this new romantic light, or do you know what I'm saying? Like it's very the quote-unquote bad situation turns out to be the catalyst to, you know, the best situation. Does that make sense? It had to get so bad that you'd be open to, you know, say you live up north and you have a friend that lives down south, and you would never like move down there, but it got so bad that you're like, yes, please, I will rent a room from you for a couple months till I get on my feet. Or maybe you wouldn't be open to that before. Do you know what I mean? It's like it had to get that bad. And there's something about it that's either the person who kind of, and I'm sorry to keep saying it this way, but it's how I keep hearing it. Something about this person comes to quote unquote rescue you that leads to like, I'm just gonna say how it comes through, like you're happily ever after. And I don't know if it's with the person that rescues you, or like they help you move somewhere where you meet the person that's your happily ever after. But it's literally, I'm seeing like written, and they lived happily ever after. It's weird because it's like sudden, but also the connection builds kind of slowly. Like something, it's sudden. Something, like I said, it's like a crescendo in some bad situation. And okay, let's just say, for example, say it's a work environment, and you felt stuck at this job and blah, 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 and something reaches a crescendo, and some friend or ex or something is like, you know, you're worth more than this. Just quit. I got an extra room till you figure it out. And it's so bad that you're like, okay, yes. You know what I mean? Where maybe you wouldn't do that before. Not that exactly, but I'm just trying to give you an example. Does that make sense? Or it's like somebody's helping that maybe you would not have accepted the help before. Or maybe you would not have seen this person from the perspective you have now. Or do you know, something like that? It's good. It's good. Is the point. It, like I said, it never feels great when situations fall apart, but it's leading to, like I said, the happily ever after. So hope that makes sense. I guess I need to add to that. Sorry, I was gonna move on, and then I got something else that, like, there's something about the timing of it. Of maybe you had better relationships, and you weren't ready for a relationship, and you weren't really looking, and then getting to the point where you're now more open to it. There may actually be. I don't want to have to say this. I'm seeing it as like a bad night, right? Having a bad night, you're up late and kind of, God, I'm tired of having to do everything myself. God, I'm tired of not having somebody that has my back, you know, that kind of thing. And realizing that, okay, maybe I do. Maybe you're not, you know, okay, I'm going to jump in there and look for a relationship. But coming to that kind of, okay, maybe I've been alone long enough, or do you know what I mean? There's something about the timing of that. When this kind of crescendo happens and somebody, quote unquote, rescues you, makes you open to accepting help. I hope that makes sense. Okay, because I got something else that's coming through. I got to get out. Okay, I guess today is just love, love, love. That's awesome. But I had to say that last part because something else is coming, but I'm not sure that it's the same situation, but it starts off kind of similar because there's something about someone else who gets to this point where they recently realize they're ready now for like a real connection. They've healed their stuff, or they've, you know, figured out what kind of person they actually want to have a relationship with, you know what I mean? we kind of work our way through all the list. When this happens, what I'm getting is like two people from the past are coming back around. Two people wanting, the way it's coming through is a do-over. There's I want to say it's like someone you knew through like a work situation, or I don't know why I want to say teaching. Maybe went to school together, or like it feels like I didn't meet you at a bar, or it's like some kind of like professional environment, and there was like a good peaceful connection, but I think there was like maybe it didn't really take off or something, because there was some kind of complication about the other person's, I don't know if they were in a relationship or getting divorced, or like there was some kind of complication that well, first I was getting like they were getting out of a relationship, but then it's like some people, maybe it's like a disapproving family. It's very like the intentions were good, but I had this situation. So it's like you had given up on this relationship, thinking it was just like a missed shot. But so this is one of the people. So they come back around, and it's like you kind of have to think about it, because there's some aspect of like needing to forgive somebody for not prioritizing you before. Do you know what I mean? They had this whatever situation, whether it's like marriage or kids or family or whatever, and so you were not prioritized the way you should have been, and you have to excuse me, sort of think that through. Can you forgive that? Can you trust that won't happen again? I'm not getting like choose this person, but I'm also getting that like, yes, they have grown, yes, they have changed, yes, they see things differently. So I don't know why everything is like work related, like, because there's definitely like two energies, but they feel work related or school related, or again like a professional kind of environment rather than a party lifestyle environment. You know what I mean? Like but this one is like, I don't know, like maybe you were unaware that this person was actually attracted to you, because it kind of feels secretive, but not in a bad way. Not like I'm keeping secrets, more like you know, if you're suddenly attracted to somebody and you don't know how they feel, so you keep it a secret. It's like that. They actually feel very similar in that, and like they had some situation. Both of these energies feel like they had a situation that held them back at the time. But they're coming around and going to be very upfront about wanting another chance. The one, again, is like you have to think it through, and like, you didn't prioritize me or choose me or whatever it is. And then the other one is like, it may not have taken off or worked out or whatever, but there was not like anger or like animosity. Do you know what I mean? Didn't like, it just was what it was, and we were both good to each other, and it just didn't work out. Like, you know what I mean? It didn't like cause stress. But they're coming in around the same time. Excuse me. And so the point is that you're gonna have to choose. You're gonna have to make a decision. With this, like I said, your intuition's getting stronger, so you'll know. You'll know when you sit and you really just clear your head and think like which person makes you feel important and truly wants like a long-term commitment, rather than focusing on the initial feelings you get, because maybe they'll call and you'll get excited, but then later realize like, you know what, that one's not still not treating me, you know what I mean, or I'm not sure they're interested in something long term, or you'll know.